What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the SoCal Dram Tram. It's hashtag Weller Wednesday. That's right, I'm Matt.
And I'm Caesar.
And today, before we get into this bottle, which I already spoiled it, you already know what it is. It's Weller Foolproof. But we just want to say, if you're new here, hey, thanks for checking out the video. But did you know that 74% of the views on this channel come from people just like you who are not subscribed? What are you doing? Hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you here in the Dram Fam. If you're a returning viewer, hey, we appreciate you sticking around. As always, if everybody would hit that little bell, that way you know whenever we drop a brand new video, we would appreciate that, and you never miss our content. Caesar, what do we got on the bar today?
Oh, well, I think we got a Weller from your bar, my man.
That's right. Not only do we have a Weller, we have a Weller Foolproof. My heart broke a little bit when we cracked this open because then it ain't worth no much. But hey, guess what? That's okay because whiskey is meant to be drank. So folks, Weller Foolproof. Not just any Weller Foolproof though today. This is a little bit of a special Weller Foolproof. This is Weller Foolproof single barrel pick from one of my favorite liquor stores in all of Orange County.
And what is that?
That is Cypress Craft Beer and Liquor.
Ooh.
That's right. Shout out to Sam and Sean. We love you guys. I know this bottle, it's a little old at this point. I'm probably looking at a little bit more than a year and a half, close to 2 years old, because I'm fairly confident. No, maybe you were gone by this point. I think you were out of the store by that point. So definitely over a year though. But nonetheless, this is the first time we're cracking it.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things to where there's just a lot of whiskey on the bar, folks. And so we just haven't had a chance to get to it. And
a lot.
I'm not going to go too much into the history. He's looking at all the bottles that are on the floor right
That are
now.
that are not open. That are not open.
But I'm not going to go too much in the history of Weller. You can actually check out our review of the Weller Antique 107, which is right up here for all that history. And I'll say we both really like the Weller Antique 107. There's a reason people look for it. All intents and purposes, it's Pappy Light. It's a weeded bourbon, and everybody goes gaga for Weller, right? Gaga for Pappy, super gaga for Pappy nonetheless. But this is just from Buffalo Trace Distillery, as is most bourbon in the world. Not really. But we're going to get into it. What are you expecting as we get into this pour?
Well, all aboard purposes, I'm very excited. These Wellers, I mean, like, there's a lot of hype behind them, and that last one was the one where it's like, all right, I'm finally going to try it, let's see what it's about. I was like, hey, it actually is pretty good. So
there's a certain standard when you go into a glass like this, right? Where you're like, man, just be good, just be good, just be good, because I want it to be everything that I've ever wanted it to be. And like, if it's not, it feels like a bit of a letdown, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, when it's good, you have to rate it based on what it actually is. Is it good? Is it blow away great? Or is it just okay, right? So you really have to spend some time with it.
Yeah,
so.
And so far I'm actually pretty excited because just from the nose alone, it smells good. It smells good.
Oftentimes when we shoot that little B-roll of the pour and stuff like that, we'll grab the glass and just kind of nose it. We won't taste it. We leave our thoughts and first impressions for the actual review. So this is literally Matt and Caesar's first time ever having Weller Foolproof. But when we both smelled it, I said that it smelled like a kind bar.
Yeah.
Like you got the nuttiness, you have a little bit of fruity element with some raisins to it. So I'm really excited to get in the profile. And in case I didn't mention it, folks, 57% ABV on this one. So that is what, like 114 proof? I'm awful at simple math. But that's a high proof bourbon. This one, retailing, well, let me back up. This one should be retailing anywhere between, I would say, 50 to 70 bucks if my research is correct. Good luck finding it for that price point. You would be hard pressed to find this for anything lower by itself than about 400 bucks. From what I've seen out there. I've seen it as high as 900. It's ridiculous. I can already tell you without even tasting it, don't pay $900 for this. There's no bottle in the world that's going to meet the expectation of a $900 bottle of whiskey. Now, 30-year-old Scotch, maybe. But even then, $900 is a lot of money. Find your bottles at retail, or, you know, If a liquor store's got a bundle going on and it works out okay and they're just getting a fair price, I'm okay with that, which is what this was. Got it as a part of a bundle, had a couple other bottles with it, and didn't pay too much that was outlandish for it. And like I said, I got a liter bottle of Buffalo Trace with it. I got a regular 750 of Wheatley vodka and a couple other bottles with it. So it was worth it just so we could get a pour of this. I was okay with that. So you've been nosing it for a minute.
Yeah, I've been smelling it because it smells really good, man. But you know what? I'm inclined to think with you. Agree with you. It kind of does smell like a bar. So, no, I'm just kidding. But to be honest, what I'm getting...
I was like, is that low-hanging fruit? I think that's low-hanging fruit.
What I'm smelling, to be honest, it really smells like the old school. I'm still surprised to this freaking day I can't find it anymore, but this smells like the old school French vanilla oatmeal to me. Huh. It smells like...
You've used that a couple of times, and I still haven't had it.
Well, yeah, and it sucks because as much as I try to look for it...
Can't you get it on Amazon?
They don't make it anymore. I don't know, but...
Can't you get everything on Amazon?
I just remember back in the day when I was in elementary school, that's like the only oatmeal my mom would buy me.
I've legitimately never had it.
Oh my
It's always
God,
been brown
so
sugar
good.
or apples and cinnamon.
No, French vanilla with the rich...
Although you remember you get the variety pack and like
Yeah.
you remember you used to go to like Burger King or McDonald's or whatever and you mix all the sodas, play Mad Scientist.
Yeah.
I did that with the oatmeal.
Oh yeah.
Oatmeal would be like this big.
That's funny.
Chomping, watching cartoons.
That's funny. I never liked the apple one. I was
Oh
like,
man, I dug that one.
It's too sour.
Apple
Anywho,
a day.
damn, I splashed this in my nose. All right. Interesting. I think it might be the neck pour that's the heavy influence. But as of right now, I like the 107 more, I think. Was it 107 also a neck pour?
Yeah.
Interesting.
No, correction. 107 was not a neck pour.
Okay. All right.
It's a little hot, but also it's a higher proof point than the 107, right? 107, 107 proof. This is 114, so it's a little bit higher than that, 7 points higher. And it is a neck pour. But it's not offensive for a full-proof bourbon. A little sour because it's a wheater. I lose the fruity element that I was getting on the nose. But brown sugar, caramel, vanilla. Like, for sure. Honey bread. I mentioned it in an earlier review. I want to say it was the Evan Williams. Could be wrong. Evan Williams 1783, which was up here, where I mentioned kind of like having toasted bread with honey on it. That's kind of what I'm getting on the palate on this one. But I'm a little disappointed that it's not matching the nose. And that happens. That happens sometimes with bourbon where the palate will not match the nose. It happens all the time for us. But the nose on this was
really good.
Damn good. Like, it's still really good, like, when you nose it.
Yeah, no, it's, I mean, I get a little bit of that sweetness, you know, like for the brown sugar stuff from bourbon, but, like, the more I breathe, the more, like, the empty airspace in my mouth fills with the punchiness of the alcohol. Like, whereas, like, for example, the last review we did, the 1972, or what was it, 1782? 1792. Numbers between 1 and 10, and there was 4 of them, right? No, but that bourbon, that finish was a beautiful sweetness tingling all the way through until a finish. This one, like when you drink it right away, you get the sweetness, and then the more your mouth fills with air as it goes away, it turns more punchy than it does sweet. So I just put a couple drops of water in it right now. Hopefully that does some justice. Because as of right now, it's still... The nose is actually a little bit sweeter. But as of right now, I still like the 107 better.
1792 is what you were going for. But you have a knack for asking me a question just as soon as I put bourbon in my mouth. So, you know, I'm not going to go ahead and just shoot it down. So the 1792 single barrel, you can check that one out right up here. I think that might be our shortest review ever.
Yeah, with the water...
you finished it. You pounded it. That means you didn't like it.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to get more out of it, and then, man, that finish is like a Sharpie swallowing a Sharpie. Hey, ooh.
Well, see, now you get to sit here with me and drink bourbon because he finished his.
That is pepper. Interesting. As far as regular price point goes, what's more expensive, this or the 107? this by like how much do you know with retail? 55. 10, so $20. Just kidding. Oh wait, $20? Are you serious? Oh shit! I was gonna just. No way. How much is 107 retail?
Again, retail on 107 should be about 50. This should retail between 50 to 70.
Oh, okay.
Again, that's retail.
$20 more. You're saying?
Good luck finding it at that price point.
Gotcha. Interesting. Well, I guess I'll just go into my review. I guess honestly, I'm a little disappointed. I was expecting more, but then again, I kind of don't want to knock it completely because I want to see what it tastes like when it's a little bit more down.
You gotta give your honest reviews, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's why we do this, right? Because if somebody's out there going, well, they're foolproof and they're really gonna drop $300, $400.
Yeah.
You know, somebody who trusts
it's definitely not
you,
worth nowhere
mean?
near worth that price point. Like, to be honest, I'm having a tough time just saying it's like a 3.5 with the price point, with the retail price point at $70. But if you're gonna spend anything more than $100 on it, dude, it's gonna go down to like a 2. I think there's for $100 there's so much you can get that's gonna be better, at least in my palate, than this. At 70, it'll be a 3.5 though. So yeah, 3.5 for me. Just slightly above average because you know what, there's some character to it and a good rich boldness, but yeah, it didn't do it for me from what I was expecting for sure.
I'm kind of in the same boat. I think if you gun to my head between this or 107, I'm going to take the 107. This is not, and I think you would agree with me, this is not bad bourbon. Mm-hmm. It's pricey bourbon, and I think for being 57%, when I can find Elijah Craig barrel proof, $65.
Yeah.
I can find Jack Daniel's single barrel proof, $55. Both of those are in the 65+% for ABV. I can get a Knob Creek barrel pick that's probably going to be in the 60+% at like $60. So for value, for proof, this is already going to get low marks for me. Flavor profile, I think it's fine. It's not bad. It's not great. It's got a sour note to it. The water doesn't really do it any favors. I've talked before about that tobacco leaf element. I got a little bit of that with the water, and then as soon as it went down the hatch, it went away. I would definitely take it neat. I think liquor stores hoarding this and putting it on the top shelf for $500.
Hell
I'm sorry,
no.
You're on drugs.
Hell no.
Stop it. Like,
Hell
seriously.
no.
Like, I don't want to sound like I'm mad about it, but seriously, like, why? Like, genuinely speaking, why are you doing that? I don't want to sound like I'm shooting on him, but it's just like, why are you doing that? Like, sell the bourbon, let people try it. I had a conversation with a friend recently about Blanton's. You can check out our review of Blanton's right here. And he was like, dude, he's like, you know, I know it's going to sound stupid, but like, Blanton's, like, have you ever heard of it? I'm like, yeah, I've heard of it. And like, you know, don't spend more than retail for it. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, $60. It's a $60 bourbon. I would think it's a $45 bourbon personally. He's like, wow, the guy I was talking to said like $150. I was like, no, absolutely not. And I offered to pour him a sample so he can try it, right? So a lot of people, I think, are wanting this bottle because it's unobtainable, right? It's part of the prestige of trying something. And there are going to be people out there that love this. And who knows, as this goes down the bottle, we may love it. Yeah. But the whole point of my rant is to say, don't overpay for this. Like, this is not worth $80 plus. Like, this is a $50 bottle. So especially when things like those other bottles that I mentioned exist.
Yeah. I have a question. So I know what I would choose, but so both of these at retail. Well, let's just call Blanton $70. So both of these at $70. Who would you rather get, Blanton or?
I'd rather drink.
You see, I think I'd rather drink Blanton. I think at this point I'd rather drink Blanton.
I think this is where you're going to get into the snobbiness side of people who are like, oh well, Blanton's is watered down and Weller is going to be a higher proof and all those things. But it's subjectivity, right? You go to a restaurant, you order something to eat. Objectively, it looks great, but subjectively, what do you think of the taste? Subjectively, I would prefer the Blanton's, but I'll tell you what, both this and Blanton's don't hold a candle for me to like a Glendronach 12.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because that's my flavor profile. So if I have to wrap this all up, put a nice little bow on it. I don't mean to sound preachy on this review because that's not what we're here to do. But again, it's just, it really does make me angry. And not at Sam and Sean and the guys at Cypress because they did it fair. You know what I mean? They did it fair. They're like, hey, we're going to sell this to you. We got it available, but you're going to take some other product too. And you know what? I still didn't pay the stupid third-party retail prices that people are paying. I'll tell you what. I'll put it on Front Street. I paid $180 and I got multiple other bottles out of this. And I've already enjoyed the Wheatley vodka. I finished that. I still got the Buffalo Trace. I got a bottle of bitters and I forget what else it came with. So really at the end of the day, when you broke it all down, this bottle cost me $80. I would not pay $80 for this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other bourbon out there that's in that price range that I would pay that in a like,
dude, the Uncle Nearest alone,
Uncle Nearest is $50
that was
it's delicious.
Great.
It's delicious.
Oh, Uncle Nearest, so good.
I haven't even given a score
So
yet. Like, so I'm just kind of ranting. So, God, man, I hope this gets better as it goes down because, and here's the bipolarness of it, right? 107, we both really liked. Go back and check out that review. We were actually really stoked for it.
Yeah.
This is like the opposite end of the spectrum. What did you give it?
I give it a 3.5.
It's a 2.5. This is a 2.5 for me. This is fine. Like, it's middle of the road. It's mid, as MJF would say. If you know, you know. It's not lighting the world on fire. It is not anything to write home about. And there's a ton of other wheated bourbon out there that you could try that's probably going to be significantly cheaper and probably offer similar flavor profile. So my whole point out of all this is don't overpay for bottles that you're searching for. Don't go out there looking for those unicorn bottles because I guarantee you, if you talk to your liquor store owner, you talk to a friend that knows what they're talking about, they can find you something that tastes worlds better. And hey, you're going to save a ton of money. So it's a 2.5 from me. It's a what from you?
It's a 3.5.
3.5 from Caesar. But let us know down in the comments what you thought of this sermon regarding Weller bourbon. But no, seriously. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments because I would love to hear them. I'm sure this is going to ruffle a couple of feathers out there. But you know what? I don't care. It's my honest opinion. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's about the integrity of your review, and it's about what we honestly think. So do us a favor. Hit us up. Let us know your thoughts. You look like you were going to say something.
Yeah. Even if you're, let's just say you're some rich dude that's like, oh, I don't care about paying after whatever price is.
I'm paying $1,000 for that bottle.
So for that guy, the Blanton's at $120 at a liquor store is still way more worth than this guy at the 200 or whatever the heck is being sold. So as far as even aftermarket prices, the Blanton is still more worth it than this guy.
Let me get you 40 bottles of Evan Williams bottle at a handle. And drink for life.
Exactly.
But no, seriously, folks. Again, don't mean to get preachy, but we do want to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. Hit us up. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We love interacting with you there. Speaking of interacting, did you know that we've been doing this for close to 2 years and that we're going to be coming up on our 100th review in close to a couple of weeks here? It's insanity. Let us know in the comments what would you like to see us review because nobody's left a comment in terms of what they want to see us review. So please, please, please tell us what you'd like to see. Nonetheless, folks, check out all those other reviews. We love interacting with you guys. Until then, stay safe and drink well. All aboard. Catch you next time. Hey everybody, hope you liked that video.
Don't forget to hit that bell for notifications.
And don't forget to subscribe.